Do you reuse your straws?
Which one? No, we don't reuse those.
Cool.
Wait, is that one plastic or plastic?
It's plastic.
Yeah, we don't use those ones.
It's like a throw. It's one that normal people would throw away, but I don't know if you reuse yours or not.
No, I'll cut them up though.
Why?
The turtles.
Are you supposed to do that with straws too? That's so funny. Me and Josh just had a conversation today about cutting things up.
In their nose.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, babies.
Little baby
Yeah.
turtle.
I cut the soda can.
Yeah.
Things. Josh was making fun of me today for doing that.
Oh my gosh, I'll do like anything that they could get stuck in.
A friend of mine, Becca's husband, before they had gotten here in Florida, he had come over and he was always by himself, so he kind of hung out at our house a lot, and understandable.
Yeah.
And he had saw one of those soda things laying on the counter, and he's like, "You got any scissors?" And I was like, "Yeah." And usually I do cut them up, and he just started cutting it up, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I don't want the sea turtles to get stuck." I was like, "That is the sweetest thing ever. Like, I would not expect you to do that." He's like, "Oh, well, I've always done that." And I was like, "Aw."
Yeah, the plastic ones.
Josh is just like, whatever.
You like just take the scissor and just cut it all the way up so that it can't get stuck in there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
No thanks, Ouija board. Leon.
I'm gonna need another drink before we start.
Oh, what?
Because I just thought of it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, it's in the fridge. Don't get a White Claw because those are all gross.
Okay. What do you want? Just Alaskan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Come in.
She should bring that in.
Okay. So on her, thank you.
Do you want me to press anything? Or not yet?
Oh yeah, I guess we could push the record button so we don't have to get up.
Press that.
That's happened too. That's why we drink.
Where?
So go to the screen behind the record.
Minus.
Yeah, you can do that. Not that one. Yeah, that. Just push the record button. Record.
Hello.
Bing.
Is it me you're looking for?
Did you see that Adele's coming out with a new?
That was Adele.
I know, but you said hello.
Yeah, every hello. What is she coming? What is she doing?
Coming out with a new album.
Oh, that's cool. I don't like Adele.
Oh, you don't?
Nope. I think she's overrated. Just like, actually, I probably shouldn't say that because I don't want to make anyone mad.
You're allowed to have feelings.
I don't like Taylor Swift.
I don't really. I like some of her.
I like some. You know what? I can definitely sing some of her songs, but I just think she's overrated. But that's okay.
Alice really likes Taylor Swift, but only like her popular songs.
Call her T Swizzle. It's pretty cool.
T
and I like Kanye West, but And
this is Conway West. I messed that up.
Yeah.
There's no K. Is there another one over there? There's no K's there either. They didn't do K's.
Where would they be?
No, there's no more. Look, this is where it was. This broke.
Dumb. Well, okay, we can make a K. Wait, I don't.
Doing the important things here. This is okay. So hard to do with nails. See?
There you go. That's good. That works.
It works.
The baby K.
Little baby K's.
Every
The
kiss
sound is
begins
so
with
little
K.
compared to what we're used to.
Sponsor.
Every kiss
K.
begins with K. Did you see that? You see how little it is?
Hello. Yeah, it is.
But that's something that they advertise on the.
It's probably good. That way we're not like screaming in people's ears. Sorry, everybody, for episode 3, where I was screaming in everybody's ears. We're new. We're updating things.
We're updating. Hey, this is our podcast.
I thought you forgot your name.
This is our podcast. What's with the neighbors? And I'm Amy.
And I'm Ruth.
Oh, shoot.
And I'm Bree.
If you haven't noticed yet, we are very active on Facebook. So I mean,
you'll figure us out. You'll come to know us and love us.
And if you don't want to love us, we'll make you love us.
We will force the love.
We will force
it. Guys, okay, never mind. Sorry.
Hey, at least we got new mics this week. I'm sure you can
because
tell.
we have so many Patreon donors.
Yeah.
My mom.
I'm surprised my mom hasn't donated to us yet. She's rude.
Ugh, Mom, it's okay.
Yeah, 5. She did
Candy's
send me.
Busy.
She is, and you know what? She did send me money on national transfer money to your daughter day.
Oh, what did she send you?
31 cents.
Oh, yeah. Here, it's 31 cents.
This year I didn't have to remind her. Normally every year I have to remind her. This year she was on top of it.
I didn't know it was a thing until I saw it on Facebook. Why did she send you 31 cents?
For how old I am.
Oh.
Every year that I've been alive.
Oh, that was legit. I thought it was like, oh, I owe you 31 cents for something.
No, she definitely.
I was like, you're not gonna let your mom like not pay you 30. You're gonna like hold that over her head that she owes you. I need my 31 cents. Mom.
No,
hey,
but
don't forget you owe me 31 cents.
That's how Rick's mom was. It sucked. She would be like, you owe me $1. And I'm like,
$1.
Okay.
I don't know. I like my dollars.
Dollar bills, y'all. Yeah.
Bought $1 bills last weekend.
Yeah.
But we won't speak of that.
No, we won't speak ill of the
breast cancer.
The breast cancer awareness people.
Yep. Function.
I'm working still on this.
Yeah, Amy's working on our board, our message board.
Yeah, it's taking me a while because it's a very long sentence.
Excuse me.
And my nails aren't working this week.
Oh, mine aren't either because I just got new nails.
New nails, new me.
So cool.
Do we have any announcements?
Oh, yes.
Announcements. I have more to it now. You ready? I remembered more of it. Announcements. Make your announcement short and sweet. Make your announcement short and sweet because you're so boring.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. We were like,
you're so boring.
We were like in 6th grade.
I love it. It says make your announcement short and sweet, but the song is long. It's probably why you have to make your announcement short because the song is so dang long.
Camp Christian camp.
We're gonna take up all this time with this song, but you have 2 seconds to report your announcement. Go. Oh, announcements. So
Christian camp was a wild time.
I wish I could have gone. I wish Camp Crystal Lake is probably a pretty wild time.
I definitely would not go to that one.
I would, it's pretty fun. Get a lot of exercise in, a lot of running.
A lot of running. It's basically just a running club. Basically.
It's today's fat camp. Run for your life.
Good times.
So, announcements. We wanted to mention Rachel McLaughlin. I believe that's how you say your name. Your name reminds me of Sarah McLaughlin.
Wait.
McLaughlin? What?
Rachel McLaughlin?
Rachel
McLaughlin.
Yes.
That's my friend.
Friend? Hey, your name is on here now like 5 times because Amy just said it like 5 times. you participated in our little Facebook
I
contest.
think it's her. I mean, there could be
She's
other.
it looked like she was in Alaska.
She used to live here.
Okay. Well,
Now, and here I will give out her actual address.
yep, that's it.
Yep.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Rachel
I don't
McLaughlin.
know.
Da, 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 da.
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
P. Sherman, 42
P.
Wallaby
Sherman.
Way, Sydney.
Thank you.
That was pretty good though.
That's
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my friend.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's a really cool gal. I really like her.
Cool. Well, she listens to us, so that's pretty cool.
Shut up.
She does.
Rachel. She has the cutest kids ever.
Aww.
I actually watched one of her daughters.
Oh, Rachel, your babies are adorable.
Your little baby angel.
Thank you for participating on our little Facebook quick contest there.
You know what that like the DJ?
I don't know.
That too.
God, I had something inside my eye.
There's a lot of K's in this request.
There's a little what?
Sentence. K's.
What are you trying to write?
Don't look at it.
Oh, sorry.
So thank you so much, Rachel, for participating. And hey guys, the more you participate, the more fun we become.
Yep. And that means send in your stories, guys. And you'll get your name mentioned and your story mentioned. You'll get your 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Oh wait, are we going to do this request for them to send in the story?
Yes. I've posted about it on Facebook. So this will come out next week. Next week. So that'll give you one more week to submit your listener stories on paranormal, something spooky. You could even do true crime.
Yeah. Send in your true crime stuff.
Yeah, anything. But we're gonna do at least 4 of them. So send them quick. So we've already got like 1 or 2, and so we need like a couple more. But we're not necessarily picking them as we get them. We're just gonna
we'll put them in a bowl.
In a bowl, and we're gonna pick them that way.
Yeah,
just like our scary movie Saturdays.
Yeah. But they will only have, when this comes out, they'll only have like 6 days to send it in because we record on Fridays.
Oh, okay. So hurry up, guys.
Yeah.
Get a move on.
Write it in real quick.
Come on, guys.
Because we want to share stories.
Chop.
We want to share your stories.
Yep. Oh, did we even say what episode this is? This is episode 5.
What? We made it to episode 5?
Yeah.
Nice.
We do high five like every single episode.
Well,
and
as we
I
should.
love it.
I love it.
I feel like eventually we should, since we do videos, I feel like eventually we should just compile like a video of all of our high fives throughout the entire thing. And then put it on Patreon. Which you can become a Patreon donor and watch it.
Yeah, Patreon people.
Which also, another new thing that we've started doing this week is if you are a Patreon donor, you get early access to our full video episodes. So instead of having to wait till Sunday, you could actually view them on Friday, which my mom has already seen and heard our 4th episode.
Did she critique us?
No, she loved it. Yeah. The only thing, because we didn't have our new mics in, the only thing is that she said in the beginning, there were times where we would turn. I think you mentioned that to me too.
Yeah.
And it was a little quiet, but she said it was great. She loved it. And she said she thinks we're getting better. My mom likes it. Your mom likes us too.
She does. Hey, and you know what? If we just do this and don't, get any more supporters or listeners, and it's just our moms listening to us talk every week, that's enough for me.
It's not enough for me. I said that this was a hobby, but I'm really getting into it now, guys. This is like the funnest thing I've ever done.
Well, today when I was getting my eyebrows done, she was like, so what do you do for fun? And I was like, I haven't had fun in so long besides my podcast.
Oh, did you tell her what the name was?
Yeah. And so she's going to listen.
Yeah. She's like, good job on her brows.
Yeah. I can't pronounce the place, but shout out to her.
Shout out to her, the brow lady. Thanks.
The brow lady. Thank you.
I'm gonna come see you next.
Yeah, is like Studio de Perfection. Maybe you can pronounce it.
What? Oh, I thought you were you've never seen. Oh, I better not say this on. You've never seen Friends, so you would not know what I'm talking about when
That is
Joey
so
is
rude.
trying.
I watched like 3 episodes.
Joey, because I made you. Because Joey's trying to learn French. He went, "Je m'appelle Joey," and he went, "Je m'appelle Poo." Every time she was trying to teach him, "My name is Joey," he'd go, "Poo." Something stupid.
Okay, it's Studio J'adore.
Studio J'adore.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Oui,
Fairbanks. Oui. Yeah, she
Thank
did
you.
my microblading, and man alive.
Oh, is that what that is? That's microblading?
I'm pretty sure
that's
that's
that
It
sounds
was like a little tattoo and a
that
little
sounds
pokey poke. And
pretty intense there, but I want it.
yes,
I
a
want
shout
it.
out and thank you so much for listening to us.
Yeah. Hopefully you actually do.
Yeah. And if you don't, guess what?
Oh, wait.
I'm pulling out my eyebrows.
She's pulling. No, she's not. I won't let her do that. Don't you worry. They're beautiful. Even though Alice is afraid of them.
Alice, it was just so funny. She walked in or opened the door. She's like, "You look scary."
Because she's not used to them. I love she sent me that snap. I was like, that's perfect.
My kid's such a
yes.
jerk. So, anyways, what's going on with the neighbors this week?
All right. What's going on with the neighbors? So I got a story for you. I found this one online. Obviously.
Oh, really?
So, really. It says, while looking out the window, I saw a middle-aged woman who was yelling at her upstairs neighbor for stealing her raccoon. Yes, she yelled that it was her raccoon because she left a bag of sugar out for it, which is apparently a delicacy to raccoons.
Sugar?
The raccoon was on the upstairs neighbor's balcony. So to get it back, she constructed this ramshackle stairway of garbage, upturned garbage cans, broken chairs, etc. Oh my gosh, an old woman.
Oh my
and tried to
gosh.
climb up while wielding a hula hoop. She managed to get to the top of the garbage mountain and somehow thought she could trap the raccoon with a hula hoop. The other neighbor came out and a fight ensued with the upstairs neighbor biting the woman.
What?
Police were called. The raccoon was never seen again.
Yeah, I too would also like yeet out of that.
At Mandolin Wars is who that's from. That is my favorite story yet.
Like,
other than the microwave one.
This is like a love triangle.
Yeah, she wants her dang raccoon.
It's mine. I gave him sugar.
That is my raccoon.
I wish I had like, why doesn't stuff like that happen to us? Like, I want a raccoon.
I mean, you had a horse come in your yard.
That is true.
So
I know. I just hate when you get on TikTok or, anywhere else and there's other people living your best life.
Living your best life and taking raccoons.
Yeah. Like, why can't a baby raccoon adopt me?
Right? Just maybe you should put out sugar. It is a delicacy. Did you know?
Do we have raccoons here?
I don't think so. But you know what I just realized yesterday? We don't have toads here.
No, we don't.
That is so weird. I watched a TikTok of a toad getting stuck in he was a big old fat toad. He was stuck in like a drain hole. And this girl was like set on getting him out. And like she lifted up the drain hole and the rest of him was just like super fat and bloated. She's like, how the do you think you could get through here? What is wrong with you? She got him out eventually, but I love toads and frogs. They're so cute.
We don't have any
and
reptiles.
lizards.
No reptiles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. We do have one tree
we have
frog.
some snakes, don't we?
Oh, that's one of the reasons why Rick wanted to move here.
Is he afraid of snakes?
Oh, it's really cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really cute how much he hates snakes.
Oh my god, I'm so happy I know this now.
Can you do me a favor? You know those little things that you're using to open that other thing? They were like little clippers.
Oh yeah, the nail thingies.
The nail was, yeah.
Those things that you're using to open the other things.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, dog.
Yeah. So he doesn't like clipping fingernails.
That's what would always happen when I work at the podiatrist's office.
Ew. That's disgusting. Oh, I don't know how I got on toenail TikTok, but I was mad for like a whole night.
I bet you were gagging.
Yeah, like just like people, and I kept like scrolling. I'm like, come on, like I don't want to look at
Stop
something.
it.
Anyways, gross.
How can we ruin Amy's night?
By putting her on snot TikTok. Oh, thank you for the gagging one.
And that girl, every time I see that girl, Josh is like, send that to Amy.
So mean. And I fall for it. But I also couldn't stop watching
He has a
it.
TikTok just of doing that to her.
That is
Like,
so mean.
It's so funny though. She's like, no, we're at a wedding.
Yeah.
No.
I would be saying the same thing.
Gag noise.
Or like, whoop. Gross.
And everybody who's sensitive like that just turned us off. I'm done.
We suffered together.
We're talking about the most disgusting things right now. Raccoons, toads, toenails.
Anyways, are you going to share your story?
Yeah, let's get down to business.
I want to share my story first.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's get down to business.
To defeat
the Huns. Oh, wait, yours isn't scary though, right? I'll take that part out.
Mine is definitely like a happy. Take what part out?
Saying yours isn't scary.
Oh, it's not.
I want to share mine first.
That's fine.
Okay. So
cool. I can finish my drink.
Oh yeah, let me.
Sorry, guys. You can take that out if you want.
You're good. Ooh. I'm getting drunk tonight.
Me too.
Okay, cool.
That's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times.
What is it? We will go on forever, ever. You know what song I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I hated that song. And it was like popular during high school. Like graduating. That was like our graduation song. I hated it.
Now I know how that song's stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
I like the other one better. That's what friends are for.
That's a song? I thought you were just singing that.
In good times, in bad times, I'll be by your side forevermore.
Never heard that song.
That's what friends are for.
Oh, I know this one. Make new friends, but keep the old.
They're from Christian school.
One is silver, but the other's gold. Silver shines, but gold does too. Keep them both and they'll shine for you. I went to church twice a week, so leave me alone. Sometimes 3.
I actually have a lot of friends. I know a lot of friend songs. Sorry.
You're my best friend. Okay, so here's my story.
Okay.
About 98% of Antarctica is covered in ice. Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, now you know.
Even now?
Oh, and I'm also on Antarctica TikTok, and I love it. That's
cool.
what got me to do this. Yeah.
Ooh.
Do this story. Sorry.
Sounds like it's gonna be creepy. Antarctica creeps me out sometimes.
Could you imagine? Okay, so it gets roughly 6 months of pure darkness, and depending on the current research going on, the continent ranges between 1,000 to 45,000 people. That's not a lot for how big it is. Yeah. From researchers to staffing, supporting staff, you know, the people are from all over the world too. And all of the candidates have to go through intense hoops just to become staff members there, or researchers, or whatever they are down there. Physical tests include a health test, a psychiatric test, the ability to work in intense cold temperatures, fast temp changing, and obviously like you have to like know stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably like the
Just like
first
becoming
test.
an astronaut.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
can't
not
just
only
like
have to know all
apply.
the shit, you have to go through all the tests to go to space.
Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
I'm sure. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, I am just making sure.
Nope,
it's
you
not
are
like-
fine. Good.
Yeah, we're good. Where was I at? Okay.
Go through intense.
They have to go through intense testing. Yep. This is embarrassing.
So imperfect. I'm just kidding. I promise you, I'm just kidding. You're fine.
Okay. So it's Rick's brother.
You're fine. I just told you you're fine. I'm not mad. Oh, I need a refill.
Oh, go get a refill real quick.
All right, dog. I'll be right back.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
don't apologize.
I'm trying to sell.
Why are you getting one of those are the daycare blankets?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Ew, that's Rick's yucky one.
Ew.
There's blankets in that closet right there. Ew, that's yucky. Rick's yucky.
Ew, that's yucky.
I'm sorry, but I refuse to wash it because I hate it.
Broncos.
Oh yeah, that one just got washed too.
Okay.
It's
Kate.
Audrey. Addie's and Audrey.
Oh. Technically Kate.
Okay, let's try this a third time.
Alrighty.
Don't do it again. All right. Hey, did you know that 98% of Antarctica is covered in ice?
What?
Yeah,
Did not know that.
that's right.
That is that's news to me.
It gets roughly 6 months of pure darkness, depending on the current research going on.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay. The continent ranges between 1,000 to 45,000 people, from researchers to supporting staff, and from all over the world. They're just everywhere. All the candidates have to go through intense hoops to become staff members. The physical test includes a health test, which includes the ability to work in intense cold
Of
temperatures,
course.
fast changing, because like it could be like 68 in their,
Like a cold snap.
well, no, it can be like 68 in their inside, and then you open the door and it's like
Negative 68.
Yeah. And then the psychological testing, which also includes the ability to work in isolation, because there's not a lot of people
And
there.
the fact that it's dark all the time, probably.
Yep, and complete darkness.
I wonder if they have to take a whole bunch of vitamin D. Sorry.
Well, yeah, like we are supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So, during the
crazy.
winter seasons, you would not be able to leave either because of like the winds and
I
like
bet the winds are cold.
yeah. So like during their winter, which is actually our summer, during their winter, if you need something, I hate that this I'm not about to put it on do not disturb.
You're fine. Wow, you need to fix the chair. These microphones are pretty cool.
So Yeah, and the winter seasons, no one's able to leave. It's roughly between March and October is their winters.
Jeez.
Because
Gosh. Just like, wow. Like now they're in, oh my gosh.
yeah.
So
So
they have like 1 month of summer. Wait, their winter seasons
They're-
are between March and October.
yeah. So their summers are during our winters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's different. Like I have a friend that lives in Australia
Uh-huh.
and they're
Oh
like-
yeah, they have winter in the summertime.
Yeah.
That's, oh my gosh, like that. They have a Christmas movie about it. It's
Yeah.
super cute.
yeah.
With Chris from Parks and Rec.
Oh, I don't know that.
It's a cute one. It's
Oh,
a Hallmark one.
that's
It's really cute.
Because of how severe the winters are, blah, 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 blah. So in 1959, a treaty was set in place for countries involved in Antarctica research. If a crime was committed, the perpetrator involved were to face the charges in their own country because like Antarctica is like not a country, it's a continent. So, and like there's thousands of people from all over the world. They're like, all right, you just go to your own country and face your consequences. So he was scheduled. I saved paper. So this story is about Rodney David Marks. Rodney was born on March. I wrote Marth.
Mark.
March 13th, 1968. He was one of 3 children and had 2 other sisters, and they lived in Geelong, Victoria, Australia. Rodney was super smart growing up, and as an adult, he was definitely above average. He loved hobbies like music and surfing. Because of how smart he was, he won a scholarship at University of Melbourne and studied astrology, and then later achieved a PhD from the University of New South Wales in physics.
Wait, astrology or astrology? Astrology.
He earned
And the outback.
outback.
So my Australian accent blows.
Would you like some blooming onions?
Crikey. I watch a lot of Crikey though. So
I really want.
I feel like my accent should be way better, but
my friend that
it's
listens
terrible.
to this podcast is from Australia, and he's probably like dying.
dude, can you like? I love hearing Australian people. Like they're super cool. Like that's why I make my kids watch the show Crikey, and because I grew up on Steve
Yeah,
Irwin.
his voice is really nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Shout
Shout out to Australia,
out to
To the
Australia.
to the outback,
And
Out-
he's
to the outback.
the outback.
My country's coming out.
That was definitely, yeah, that was something. I might take all that out. That was embarrassing. He like suddenly unsubscribes.
Bye.
So Rodney was super smart growing up, and as an adult, he was definitely above average. He loved hobbies like music and surfing. I already said all that. So for his thesis, for his doctorate, it was about the South Pole, and because Rodney really enjoyed the mysteries of it and showed a lot of interest in it. So naturally, he put in for the position to care for an infrared telescope called the Spyrex or Spyrex Sphinx it's just Spyrex at the South Pole in 1997. And obviously Mr. Smarty Pants got it. His first year there was completed super fast and was asked to come back to work at the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station.
Good.
I don't know what that is. And he was scheduled to work November 1999 to November 2000. Hold on. The Amundsen Scott Station was an underground dome. And it was honestly, okay, so I looked at a picture of it and it honestly just looked like this like hill and this like door that went into the hill. It was very bizarre.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Sounds like a secret agent thing.
Yeah, but then like on top of the hill, there was like this big glass dome.
That's a little terrifying. Because what if it broke? That would not be fun.
Yeah. My gosh, phone. Okay, so yeah, glove. I said a big glass glove on top of it, but I meant to write globe. So everyone that knew Rodney really liked him. He did have a dry sense of humor though, and most people would either look past it, that didn't understand it, or they loved it. He was an excellent scientist that took his job seriously, but also finding fun in it. So he was the guitarist in a heavy metal band made up of other heavy metal.
Rainbows, unicorns.
Rainbows, unicorns.
You're fine enough. I promise you, you are absolutely fine. Everything okay?
Yeah, he hasn't heard anything all day.
So you're giving him information.
Yeah. Yeah, he was part of a death metal or heavy metal band.
I would say death metal. I mean, kind of along the same.
Death metal. And so he would perform often at different events to entertain the staff. He also would dabble in drinking on his days off.
Just dabble. Just dabble in it. I like that. That's the wording. He would dabble, do a little dabble in drinking.
Like many other staffers, a lot of his colleagues said he would drink more than others, but he didn't depend on it.
Whatever.
Yeah, right. So a lot of his colleagues said he would drink. One of Rodney's colleagues said to the Men's Journal that he had a PhD and yet would play poker, smoke cigarettes, and drink whiskey with the carpenters and plumbers.
Can you say cigarettes again?
Cigarettes?
Okay.
What did you think I said?
You just said it. I think you just said it really fast.
Cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Cigarettes.
Sound like secrets.
Oh, yeah.
I
was once told that
cigarette.
I say the F word weird.
It's okay. I won't ask you to say it.
I will say it. It's fine. I'll
You can
take
always
it
cut
out.
it out.
My ex-boyfriend, he was like, you say that word, don't say that. I say fuck.
Listen, it's fine. Josh says I say green beans weird.
How does he say it?
Green beans.
Oh, how do you say it?
Green beans.
Green. You say beans.
Green beans. That's what he said. Green beans. That's green beans.
You're saying beans.
That's no, there's nothing wrong with it. I say it normal. Green beans. My mom says I say it normal. Green beans.
Green beans. No.
It's like a hanger.
Your mom,
I say hanger weird too.
Your mom is being nice to you.
Hanger. I enunciate hanger. Hanger.
Like a hanger.
Yeah, like a hanger for clothes.
It's a hanger.
Hanger.
I don't even say the G. Hanger.
I put the G in there way too much.
Hanger.
Like horror. Horror. So
Horror.
I end up coming out with a Boston accent. Horror. I saw a horror movie and I had some coffee. Sorry.
So back to Rodney, poor guy.
Back to Rodney.
He eventually, I think,
Ooh, evidently drinks too much.
yeah. He eventually met a woman named Sanja,
Good for Rodney.
through their love of music is how they met. They became romantically involved, and she found a way to work through the winter there. A colleague of the two of them said it was rare to see people that seemed so perfectly matched.
Oh, sweet.
Then she murders him. No, that's not true. They talked about getting married after Ronnie's season at the South Pole, but in the meantime, they were part of the skeleton crew for the winter season starting in March, which only consists of 50 people. So during the winter months, they really cut it down.
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of people, but they have to have
so depressing.
only 50 people. What if you didn't like anybody?
Yeah, right.
Or what if everyone
It's not
didn't
a
like
lot
you?
of people.
What if everyone hated you? Yeah, but what did you
Stay
do?
in my room and binge watch Netflix all the time.
But also, what would you do to make 50 people hate you?
Did they have internet? They probably had internet.
I hope
They had to have internet to do their research and stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe not back then, but TikTok. I mean, they have it now because I've seen
True.
people on TikTok.
True.
So, May 11th, 2000, Rodney was walking between the research center and the main station and started to feel super sick. He met Sanja for dinner, but didn't eat anything. He was irritable and itchy, so he just went back to his bed to go to sleep and sleep it off. Did you hear that?
I hear your daughter.
Sounded like a door was opening. Oh, okay. He went to.
Freaking me out.
I'm sorry. I'm
Do you need
paranoid.
to check the one
Check what?
if you have any messages?
No, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Just
left
making
it open.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I
Yeah,
don't
see
know
you
why.
have- I don't know.
I don't know why I didn't do that before. It's fine. Okay. So he went to bed to sleep it off. He had a fever and stomach cramps. He had a hard time breathing and at one point threw up blood.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I thought he was poisoned.
somebody might have been. So at 5:30 a.m. he woke up and went straight to the station doctor. But because of his history of alcohol consumption, the doctor chalked it up to detox and sent him home to sleep it off.
He was young.
Yeah,
Kids drink a lot when they're young.
but also you don't throw up blood.
Yeah, not when you're drinking.
No. So he went back to his dorm and then eventually went back because it was getting worse. He's like, no, I'm feeling really awful. This is not detox, and if it is, give me something. That's when the doctor took a blood sample, but surprise, the blood sample testing machine was not working.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So the doctor tried to call other medical experts for advice because Rodney insists. He's like, bro, help me. Like, I am not feeling good. I don't know what's going on. Call somebody if you don't know what's going on with me.
Right?
So the doctor called, but the doctors really couldn't give a clear idea of what is happening to him because they weren't there. And they would ask him questions, and the doctor's like, well, I don't know. It was really bizarre how dumb this doctor was, or
how dumb this doctor played to be.
Yes. Yeah. So when Rodney was at peak pain and symptoms, the doctor gave him a shot of antipsychotic.
What?
Yeah.
For pain?
For pain. Yeah. So
You don't do that. What?
yeah. Sorry, I was just looking for something. Do you have I'm missing a piece of paper. Is it over there?
This notebook?
Yeah.
Hank.
Man. No, this isn't it.
Maybe in the trash.
No, I'm a moron. I found it.
Okay. More.
Okay. Okay, so so he was at he called them. They also ended up calling Sandra in. Can I help you? No, go away. Go away.
What's wrong?
Open that door, please.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay. Can you open it up a little bit more? I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm okay. Can you please go? I know. Go. Thank you.
Sorry, I have to do what she says. You're her mom.
Yeah, so they gave him an antipsychotic and to lessen his symptoms and calm him down. And Sandra
Okay, hold on. I was never a doctor. Obviously I was never a doctor. But I dabbled in the medical field, and I know that's not what you freaking do.
That's not what you do.
That is not what you do. Oh my gosh, that is but you know what? Out in the middle of nowhere, being here in Alaska,
Yeah.
I mean, the doctor might just not have resources or
So he just he's like, I don't know what's going on with you.
I don't
Here's
know.
some antipsychotic.
I don't
so
like
it
my
calms you
doctors
down.
here. They don't know what they're doing. So, but whatever. That's not what you do.
And then Sandra, his fiance, was in the room when he received the injection for the antipsychotic. So it was like shown that he got it.
Okay.
She knew. And then later she did think that it was helping him get better. His pupils were huge and they were getting smaller, and he did squeeze her hand at one point. So she's like, okay, maybe he's getting better. He tried to sit up at one point, and then all of a sudden he got really bad and he quit breathing, and they tried to do CPR.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Rodney died at 6:45 p.m. at 32 years old. And this was during winter. And remember what I said, you can't come and go during winter. So
What did they give him? Are
Huh?
we gonna find out?
yeah. So
Okay.
because there was no way in or out, they placed his body outside to be preserved at the station. So his friends are like, well, let's maybe make it a little bit better.
Let's just let him freaking sit out here.
Yeah. So
I mean, he's preserved.
she's preserved, but it's still like, ooh.
It's messed up.
Yeah, so his friends at the station built a casket for him to lay in under the stars that he had originally went in there to study. So at least they got his casket built for him, but still kind of crappy. And then his body was finally able to be moved during the spring to Church Christ, Australia. I don't know what I'm doing with my phone. Church Christ, Australia, in October of 2000. An autopsy was performed. Stop.
You looked first. I'm sorry. Okay. Jesus Christ, Australia.
Yeah, in October of 2000. An autopsy was performed. Alice?
What you doing, homie? Please stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Please stop.
An autopsy was performed, but no drugs were found. Alice.
Please stop.
Let's knock it off.
What is the Who is that? No, who is that? Amy! Stop it! Yo, I will throw a freaking chair at you. This is not funny.
ordered them from Facebook.
No, you did not. That's not funny.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
It's not fucking funny.
I thought it threw it off because he kind
You
of
know that?
Kind of.
We just have an ad up on Facebook for scare order a scare where we show up and we can scare whoever we want to scare.
Your hat freaking me the fuck out. I'm not even. I saw it. I knew that was an Alice. I was like, there's a hat there. What?
And the floorboard was perfect. She kept looking at me like, what is going on? Yeah.
That was an accident.
That was perfect.
It was good.
Are you okay, Bree?
Did you record that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's why I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with my phone. Like all awkward. But it's recording on our laptop right there too. So it was perfect.
You can hold the sound now.
Thank you so much. You guys rock.
Thanks for.
I'll put it on.
Whatever.
Video.
Oh yeah,
Come sit.
And you guys
Jesus.
come order a scare.
Yeah.
Come on in. Get away from me.
Oh, let's get out of the way.
This is like my childhood nightmare, and every time he put it on in the car and it's dark coming here, I was like, "Don't look at me."
Stop it. You have a.
Yeah, you're in the camera. You're good.
Amy
Yeah.
is an asshole.
It's not scary.
That's Freddy.
Do you know what Freddy is?
You ever watch
No.
Freddy Krueger?
No.
No, we didn't. We won't.
Don't
You'll see it
No.
eventually.
Yeah. Just
When you're older.
bend down a little bit just in case you're not in frame and say thank you.
You can say
Thank
who you
you.
are.
Yeah. Order them on Facebook. We'll link their ad on to our thing. But yeah, they're raising money for someone, so it's good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Ooh,
For cause.
It's for a cause.
Thanks for scaring me.
I'm a big baby too.
Thank
Thank
you.
I'm trying to get out, Alice.
Smooth. Thank you so much, you guys. Hey,
Thanks.
Rock. You can go through the front door. You don't need to go through the garage.
That was awesome. Did they come up from downstairs?
Yeah. That's why I was like,
Is that why you brought the garage door opener in here?
yeah.
I was wondering why you had that in here. Holy shit, that was awesome.
Where the lights went every day. She thought I told her to answer you, so she's like, I'm not moving.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, I gotta take it off right now because my son keeps telling me.
Yeah, oh,
to
my
take it
son.
off. Take it off.
Aww. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, that was
My
awesome.
keys are down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can go out that way if you want, whatever.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
That's why I left the garage
Thanks for scaring the
door
shit out of
open.
me. Is that who you were texting?
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
I know.
Amy.
Well, and that's why I kept saying like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And the two
Is that why you started talking about all those noises earlier in
Yeah.
the beginning?
yeah.
Or
Well, and then
weird occurrences?
those did actually happen.
Oh. Okay.
But they just happened to happen. But
Can we pause it real quick? I really do have to go pee. I
Yes.
wasn't lying. What you doing, homie? Please stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Please stop.
An autopsy was performed, but no drugs were found. Alice. Alice, knock it off.
What is up Who is that? No, who is that? Amy! Stop it! Yo, I will throw a freaking chair at you. This is not funny. Yo!
I'm sorry.
Why that light on?
Oh, I forgot to turn it off.
Can we turn it off?
Sure.
Is there someone in there?
No. Where are you going? Oh, jeez. Alice and I.
Really?
Yeah.
You know how to play the piano?
Yeah.
Can you teach me?
No.
I'm so serious right now.
I
I took it in high school because I thought it was a fucking keyboarding class. Turns out it was a keyboarding class for piano. I thought it was a computer class,
oh
and I really enjoyed it. It was just an extra class that I had to fill. I'm like,
no, Alice went to lessons because I was like, I can't even teach her. So that's why I asked you for an extra piece of paper because I realized she's like, we're pulling up, and this was way over here. You would see me grab it. And that's like the one
I
time
probably wouldn't have not. I would not have questioned it. at
when I
all.
started
Just so
freaking
you know.
out about the sound, I realized it was still over there, which it was a good thing I was freaking out about the sound because it wasn't working.
Hold on. Oh, okay. I just make sure it wasn't anything serious.
Oh,
yeah. You got it too. Hold on, let me tell my husband. Did you close your garage?
yeah, it just closed on its own. And they said that they were going to be late, and so that's why I was kind of like dabbling, like just kind of like. Da, 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 da. But then we had.
Is that why you wanted to go first?
Yeah.
I hate you. That was awesome, though. That was awesome.
I'm so glad.
I love getting scared. That's why I love going. There's another haunted house that I found.
Yeah.
It's on base. We need to go. Anyway,
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
All right,
so-
casket. He was in a casket.
Yeah. So back to Rodney, poor guy. This
Back to
guy
Rodney.
can't catch a break with us. So, he was put in a casket. His body was finally able to be moved during the spring, and to Church Christ, Australia in October 2000. You can close that.
Thank you.
That's why I had it open.
You did tell me I could try to close it in the beginning.
Oh.
You did.
Well, okay. So an autopsy was performed. No drugs were found. A small amount of alcohol and a large amount of methanol. And so what really annoyed me was that the doctor was like, oh, it was just, detoxing.
Wait. Was the, why can't I think of the word? Was this done in Antarctica?
No, the autopsy was after he got moved to Church Christ.
Oh, okay. Did it
Yeah.
right.
So,
Australia.
so he had methanol in him also.
Okay.
Which led experts to believe he was poisoned. Methanol is a highly toxic chemical, which is colorless with a slight sweet flavor. They detected Rodney.
That's the same thing in coolant.
I thought coolant was green.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure there's methanol in coolant. It's sweet. That's why people put it out for stray cats a lot of times.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, a lot of people would do it in Florida. And not a lot of people that I would know, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure
known.
it's illegal.
Wow. They detected Rodney injected about 150 milliliters, which is about a small glass of wine.
Jeez.
Yeah. So lots of questions were asked, like how he injected that much, why would he, and if he did it to himself or not, why would someone want to give it to himself?
Yeah,
Give it
you
to
said
him.
his pupils were huge.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
No. During the autopsy, they found 2 needle marks in his arm that they could not identify. They don't know why he had needle marks in him, but he did. But the theory of suicide was debunked pretty fast. Most people who attempt to commit suicide don't choose the most painful way possible to it was long, it was drawn out. And Rodney's knowledge of methanol, because he worked around it, they used it to clean the telescopes and stuff. He would most likely not choose that way because he would know that it would take an agonizing amount of time to die, which it was 36 hours before his death. He also seeked help as soon as he started to have symptoms, and normally people that are going to commit suicide kind of recluse and not say, doctor, help me.
Right.
Another theory was debunked he was debunked was that he was a victim of a prank gone wrong.
I'm familiar with that.
But the amount of methanol involved and the knowledge from all the scientists on the South Pole campus, it's highly unlikely that they would be like, oh, let me give you 150 milliliters of methanol for the joke.
This will be funny.
This will be funny.
Watch him die.
Yeah, and so they're like, if it was a prank, they're not going to do it to kill him.
Right.
So they thought about him accidentally ingesting it. It was used for cleaning the telescopes on campus, but at the time of his death, his workspace.
So high though.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you accidentally drink that? So the time of his death, his workspace had about close to 20 bottles on his or around his workspace. Some of them were alcohol bottles, some were cleaning supplies, and some were methanol.
I mean, like you can inhale all that too, like the fumes from it, but still not like that would not kill you. Like over time,
yeah,
it may cut down your years,
but it's not like
it's not going to instantly kill you.
Yeah, and the thing is that
it's not good for your health, but at the same time, it's like,
well, if it was like, okay, so there's 20 bottles on the table, and let's say he's drinking, and like while he's working,
accidentally,
and he accidentally ingests it, drinks it, but unless you're like plastered, you
would know, and you would tell the doctor, hey, I accidentally drank some methanol. Can you give me something to counteract that?
Yeah, because especially with his like he liked to drink whiskey and like alcohol, so he would know.
Yeah,
he would know the difference. Like, oh, I accidentally grabbed the methanol bottle instead of my whiskey bottle. You would go tell somebody,
right?
So, unless he was too drunk to taste it, but chances are it's very slim.
That's really drunk.
That's super drunk. So the investigators also ruled out the theory he drank it to get drunk because alcohol was readily available for the staff, and he would have been able to just go get it if he wanted to. So
they should limit you in places like that because you're already found to be depressed being in places like that.
And alcohol is a depressant. So they narrowed it down to murder. But there was no other evidence besides what was found in the autopsy because it was 6 months later. Just wait, it gets worse. And the dorms were cleared out by then. Like new people came in because it had been 6 months.
So they can't get the people that were there.
Yep. And it was summertime, so a lot of the crew had moved on.
Gotcha.
But since it was winter when it happened, the list of suspects were only 49 people. So the detective in charge had to work with the Science Foundation and relied on them to give them information regarding the other 49 people. But the Science Foundation was not very eager to help. Then for some reason they said that they came up with their own conclusion, and which is Rodney died of natural causes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Natural causes.
Naturally ingested
with methanol. Okay.
So 6 years later, in 2006, the National Science Foundation agreed to finally send out a questionnaire to the other 49 staff members that were at the South Pole during Rodney's death. Why did it take 6 years for them to agree to do that? I don't know. But they did. Yeah, right.
Who knows?
But they didn't have to complete the questionnaire if they didn't want to. And only 13 out of the 49 people responded. Since 2006, the doctor that helped Rodney when he died has not been located.
Of course not.
Yeah, he just kind of
That's
dropped off the face of the earth.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Rodney is the only member of the South Pole campus to die of unknown causes. Something some of his friends and colleagues noticed when they were in New Zealand was that Rodney did purchase a black bottle of alcohol with Portuguese labeling. So they theorized maybe it was laced with methanol, but it was never proven. The main detective concluded his investigation by saying, in my view, it was most likely that Dr. Marks ingested the methanol knowingly. I messed that up. The main detective concluded his investigation by saying, in my view, it was most unlikely that Dr. Marks ingested the methanol knowingly.
Okay.
The police have not ruled out that this was the direct result of the fact of another person. Police have not ruled out that this was the direct result of the act of another person, although there is no evidence that this occurred. Today, there's a memorial placed at the base of the mountain named Marks Mount. It's a 2,600 meter tall mountain and 5 miles northwest of Mount Spire in Antarctica, named after Rodney. And that is the cold case of Rodney.
Are you kidding me? There's not.
Nope.
He obviously didn't do it himself.
Someone definitely murdered him.
And he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, he had played band.
Okay, refresh me a little bit.
Okay.
What did his,
There's
because
been a lot.
there was many interruptions, like scaring the living hell out of me. With freaking Freddy Krueger right behind me. Which I gotta be honest, I'm not that scared of Freddy Krueger. But
That's what they had.
He did a great job. Like the freaking hat freaked me out because it reminded me of Haunting of Hill House. There's a guy, you remember the guy in it who wore that hat, the top hat. But anyway, what all did his girlfriend? Because they were talking about like marriage, like so they were pretty serious.
They were going to get married. They were going to, like, after that season that he was working there, they were going to go get married in Australia. And he had lots of friends and colleagues. I mean, he liked to, hang out with,
So they seemed to be pretty well liked.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scientist, there's a
Was he
carpenter.
really smart though?
He was super smart.
I wonder if maybe he was like stepping on anyone's toes.
He might have been, but I didn't find anything on that.
Sorry, I
No,
need
that's a
it,
good
like I
theory.
need it in my head. I need it to be solved. I
Okay.
hate cold cases. I love them, but I hate them
Because you don't have an answer.
Yes, and like this week about the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
Like this is just now popping up. How many years has the Zodiac killer been?
Since the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just now getting more evidence on it. It's not solved,
It's not
but there's
solved.
more evidence.
Did you
on
know for the Zodiac killer, there's scientists or math people that's all they do is try to solve his coding.
Are you serious?
Mhm. And they actually, I think
I
it
did not know
was
that.
last year because I
And if
remember.
I didn't know that, a lot of other people probably didn't know that. So you're welcome, Payball.
I know that like last year it popped up that they had found a new decoding for one of his things.
So maybe this was the.
I don't know, but
They said DNA, I think.
yeah, because it was linked to another unsolved murder. But yeah, they just they discovered a few of his codings, and last year, I know it because people were like, who had decoding the Zodiac message on their bingo card for 2020 or something like that. And so
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind how like, because like back then, well, that wasn't even back then. That was like in the early 2000s, like late 90s.
yeah.
They had the technology to be able to find a killer like that.
Yep.
But it was in Antarctica.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Antarctica. I don't know.
Sounds like you're just saying it in two different tones.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Don't enunciate the T.
Antarctica.
You can say either way.
Antarctica.
I still like my mind is still blown that you hired someone to come scare the shit
They
out
were
of me
supposed to
during
come last week, but the snowstorm, and they're like, we can't make it out there. And then I had that like super serious story. And so I was like, well, it's probably a good thing that they didn't come.
Thank you guys again for coming and scaring the poop out of me. I was on the floor.
I know.
That scared the hell. I'm still like looking behind me because I'm paranoid. Like there's no one else coming, right?
I promise.
Okay.
There's no one else coming.
Okay, you promise?
I
promise.
promise. I promise.
Oh shit, wrong pinky. There we
I
go.
promise.
Okay. This is the pinky promise, everybody. The best friend's promise right there.
Are you ready to share your story?
No. Ah. Okay, so
Did you tell Josh?
about this? Yes, I said Amy hired someone to scare the shit out of me. He didn't respond.
That is so
I was
great.
letting him know why I was running a little later, which is fine. He's not. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Tell me your story.
this week's
This is
story.
the longest episode
I
ever.
know. I'm 2 drinks in right now. Bourbon.
Bourbon.
All right, so this is going to be really interesting telling this with bourbon. So this week I decided. So my dad. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my dad. I'm not going to say his name because my dad does not want his name to be mentioned, which is fine.
Absolutely
But
fine.
he heard a podcast and really wanted me to talk about this specific topic.
Your dad listens to podcasts?
He is new to them, and I feel like he
love
started
that.
listening to them after I told him that we were starting a podcast.
He was probably
So
like, what's this podcast?
he's like, okay, cool. And he started looking up podcasts, and he heard this really cool podcast about a story about a guy named Valiant Thor.
Valiant Thor.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a conspiracy theory / alien story.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
I love conspiracy
Like
theories.
it's a really out there theory, and it's just there's so many things that go back and forth, wishy-washy. It's a conspiracy theory.
Right.
But it's also alien, so it's definitely all of that.
I love that.
So I'll just go into it.
Okay.
Okay. So the story of Valiant Thor begins on March 16th, 1957, when a flying saucer landed in a farmer's field in Alexandria.
This is the
Virginia.
start of us like every alien movie.
Right? see the flying saucer land. What is that? When Valiant and his crew came out, they were immediately greeted by 2 armed officers ready to fire. Because I mean, 2 police officers that were on duty saw this thing.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, hey, this isn't right.
Right.
So they go to it. And I mean, of course, they're ready to fire. So I mean, we're ready to
Right.
defend our country.
That makes sense.
And when they came out, I already said that. So instead of using violence, Valiant used telepathy to communicate that he wanted a meeting with President Eisenhower. So this is way back in the 50s.
Ooh. Take me to your leader.
Right. And the Vice President Nixon. So before his request, he was actually brought to the Pentagon to be examined by the military. Natural, of course.
Was this just
Someone
like a
comes-
normal a normal guy?
Yes, he looked like a normal human. I'll get into that.
Okay.
more. So he was brought to be examined by the military.
Naturally.
Valiant was 6 feet tall and about 185 pounds, and he looked like a normal man. He actually was not bad looking. I'll show you pictures later. I did not print out a picture, unfortunately, but he was actually pretty handsome. This kind of weirds me out. He had 6 fingers on each hand, and they did quite a few tests on him. One of them, they tended to do the truth serum, which
I thought it was just alcohol.
no, right? This is made right now. Whenever they injected him with it, the needle actually broke before hitting the skin, or whenever it tried to penetrate the skin. So they weren't able to do the truth serum on him.
What? So his skin was
I know-
just super strong?
I know, right? Okay, so
Not funny, Ellis.
stop it. Stop, Alice. Stop scaring me.
Is it rainbow?
No.
I'm not joking. That
Stop it!
I swear I thought that opened on its own.
Done with your house. There's a ghost in here. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want Amy's daughter to hear it. Freaking ghost in here. There's probably
That door just did. Rainbow party.
it probably was rainbow.
She probably,
It
like,
probably
came in-
like brushed it.
She's like,
she was just like
watch this girl freak out.
sick, making fun of Valiant Thor who has 6 fingers. Well, guess what? I have an extra claw. Right? She has extra
On
claws.
both fingers.
Yeah.
She's got extra toes. She's got thumbs, is what I say.
Oh, you're gonna have so much editing to do. Have fun with that.
Alice, I see you.
I hear you giggling. Go away.
We've tortured Brie enough. Alice, seriously, we want to finish this.
Yeah, we're almost done, okay? The sooner we get done, the sooner we can go to my house and play games. So hurry up, okay? I see you, Home Slice. All right, no more, okay? That was pretty good. Okay, so, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so after piercing his skin, with the serum that broke, his IQ was measured, and it was measured at 1200, which
His IQ?
yes, which is compared to Albert Einstein, who was measured at just over 160.
Jeez.
Yeah. Also, he could speak over 100 different languages, some not from this world.
From this world?
From this
Like
world.
pig Latin?
Rainbow bitch. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I hate you so much right now.
Alice, it's not funny. Stop.
Oh, it's cool. Hey, let us finish the story.
Alice,
We're
knock
almost
it off.
done.
We're trying to
promise.
finish.
I promise we're almost done. We're getting there. Okay, I'm gonna start over. Okay, so Bleh. Start over, Amy. This is where you pick up back with editing. Okay, so his IQ was then measured at 1200, which was compared to Albert Einstein, who was just over 160.
Jeez.
Yeah, super high. He could also speak 100 different languages, some not from this world. Which, if we had the echo on these microphones,
So he spoke pig Latin, is what you're saying.
yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure Pig Latin is an actual language. Pig Latin is a language.
Oh. I thought it was just things that kids made up.
No,
Oh,
Pig Latin.
I'll take that out. That's embarrassing.
He had on a silverish gold suit that was actually in one solid piece, even with the boots.
That's weird.
I know. And upon his arrival, they had him remove the suit and wore. What happened?
That's fine.
Okay.
Everything's still recording.
And they then attempted to drill into the suit with a diamond bit drill, which did not make a scratch. And they
What?
also attempted to shoot it with a high velocity round, which was fired from a rifle, but it showed no damage.
What the heck? Why didn't they take that material and copy it and make it in for military people?
Maybe they did. I don't know. I think they do a lot of things that we don't know about. Anyway, this story really makes you question a lot of things.
Okay.
So with all this, they obviously they couldn't get any information out of him. And they did a lot of testing on him, but the only way to really get information on him was to grant his request, which was to meet with the president and vice president. So they arranged for a meeting at the White House and discovered that he had traveled from.
Can you close that door?
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We just won't be able to get that sound out.
Warmer now.
You thought last week's podcast was a mess.
I'm so confused this one. I'm still so flabbergasted. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, hold on. Can I take a second?
Yeah.
You can put.
No, we're not doing that.
Rainbow. Stop it. Make a choice.
Just pick one out.
Go. I blew at her. Okay.
Jeez.
Oh. Okay. So the only way that he was to be granted his request was to have a meeting with President Eisenhower and Vice President Nixon. And so they arranged for it at
Right.
the White House. And they had discovered that he had traveled from, which he said, the planet your Bible calls the morning star, Venus.
Oh, I was like,
We call our morning star, North Star, and stuff like that is Venus.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew that. It's my daddy. Thanks, Dad. He said that he was a representative of the Intergalactic High Council and was there for a 3-year mission to invite Earth to join the interstellar community and get rid of all the nuclear weapons. They had their eyes on us at the time because of our use of nuclear weapons in World War II. And they feared that we would not only destroy Earth, but more in the possible next World War. So, I mean, like if we destroy Earth, then that's going to throw like the gravitational pull off and like mess up planets and like bring them closer to the sun and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. So that's probably what they're talking
Right.
about. So, side note, many believed they actually went to President Eisenhower because the president had a history of making deals with aliens. Supposedly, in 1954, while Eisenhower was on vacation in Palm Springs, California, which this is all over the news online, you can read about this. One evening after dinner, he didn't return, saying he was rushed off to a last-minute appointment. And this was actually reported to the press, and they actually thought he died of a heart attack because he hadn't returned to dinner.
Who was watching him?
Right? Old man's gone. Never mind.
Why? They're just like, Mom, no Secret Service.
said.
This was before Secret Service.
They immediately retracted it, but that it was an actual thing that was reported by the press.
What the heck?
And a lot of people suspect that he was actually called to Edwards Air Force Base by 2 extraterrestrials to create an agreement saying that they can abduct humans for research and trade for us, or to give us technologies that they had.
Such an Eisenhower thing to do.
Right. And we would also get a list of names of the people that were abducted. So story goes is that Eisenhower actually went for it. And like, I mean, in that time, you hear about all these like famous abductions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. And
Yeah.
it's like
'Cause
there's
that's
some
when it
really big
started.
abduction stories that
Yeah.
go on in the 50s and 60s. And around that area too.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the story.
Okay.
So Val's proposal to Eisenhower, the president obviously had to think on it. And so for that time that Valiant was going to be there, he was put up in a furnished apartment in the Pentagon, and his door was guarded by 2 military policemen 24/7.
Oh, jeez.
But luckily he had the capability to pass through walls and go
He's a ghost alien.
travel, right? Told you it's a paranormal story. He was able to travel great distances at the blink of an eye. So
Aw, he's
I wish I could do that.
Jack.
He's
Is it- no, it's
yeah.
not Jack. It's
Jack can do that now, I think.
he
Maybe.
can't run. That's
No, Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
He's Flash.
I mean, that's like teleporting. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can talk. Okay,
Or 'cause
so
she drinks it.
I know why I can't talk.
What am I thinking?
Is it? Yeah, it's teleporting. Okay, so in 1958, Val and 3 of his crew, going by the undercover names of Jill, Dawn, and Tanya, 3 of his crew, attended a very small UFO convention in High Bridge, New Jersey. It was like in someone's backyard. Yeah. So during this, the group that came blew the minds of everyone there. Of course they did. They were freaking UFOs.
Yeah.
With their otherworldly abilities, like speaking other languages and stuff. And there was a former U.S. military photographer there named August Roberts, who actually took some photographs of them,
Oh.
proving their presence that day. You can find them online. That's why I know he's a handsome man. Black and white and in color. After this, Mr. Roberts calls a friend, his friend Frank Stranges, to tell him what happened.
That name sucks.
Isn't it it's a perfect name for the role that he plays in the story
Okay.
and who he is.
Okay.
But he shows him the photos, tells him all about this encounter with this valiant Thor and his groupies.
Right.
And so Frank Stranges was a traveling Christian evangelist who also wrote books on UFOs and gave lectures on them at UFO meetings. He believed in aliens and believed that aliens visited Earth to spread the word of God. So kind of like angels.
Oh.
I know it's a really out there concept. This is why I'm having such a hard time. It's just very out there, but it's really
saw that like Christians don't believe in aliens because
I know.
okay, buddy, you can't eat your cake
I know.
and have it too.
Just listen more.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I think. My life has changed. Okay, so he actually kept one of the photos that this photographer gave him, and he would show him at his like lectures and meetings and stuff like that. And after one of these meetings, there was a woman there named Nancy who actually told him she worked somewhere along in the Pentagon high up, and she told him that she could actually arrange a meeting with him and the man in the photo. So obviously he took her up on it.
Right.
And she took him to the Pentagon. They had to go through like a back entrance, which led him to a room where Valiant Thor greeted him.
What?
Yeah. So Val informed him the reasons of him being here, the nuclear situation. And he also told him that there was something people needed to understand about Christianity. Jesus is actually an alien, and God was displeased with mankind, but hasn't given up on us yet. And he wanted Frank to spread the message so that mankind can return to the Lord.
Why do I feel like we're the problem child of God now?
I don't know. I just don't know how they feel about this.
I'm not
And I
giving
told my
up
dad I
on
don't
you,
know how
but-
they feel about this, but I don't know. Okay, so he wanted Frank to spread the message, and with doing this, Val would tell him the secrets of the universe.
Oh.
Over time, they met more and became very good friends.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's
So-
cool to be friends with aliens.
Right? And as Val's time on Earth came to an end, he had one last meeting with the president.
It was 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but his mission was unsuccessful. President Eisenhower wasn't able to do what he wanted him to do. And so exactly 3 years from his arrival, his mission was over, and he left on March 16th, 1960, hoping Frank could help his cause. So Frank was warned of the dangers of this classified information and of the future to come.
Warned by
Val.
okay.
So here are some of Frank's adventures. He's met with him many times over the years, apparently, written many books.
Like he just like goes up.
You'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. So here I wrote down a couple of the different instances that he's had regarding all of this.
Okay.
So 7 years after Val's departure, in November of 1967, Frank was asked to be a speaker at a UFO convention in Germany. He was scheduled to appear twice at the convention, one for a lecture and one for a film.
Okay.
Prior to this, he was actually contacted to interview with two men who claimed to be with the magazine.
Oh.
They met for lunch and asked Frank many questions regarding Valiant Thor because they had read Frank's books that he had put out about him.
Right.
But the biggest question that they would ask was, where is he now? Repeatedly. So
Jeez.
the lunch was temporarily interrupted because Frank was told that he had a long distance call. You know,
Mhm.
back in the day, he
Yeah.
had to go step away for a long distance call. Couldn't answer your cell phone. He took it and then he returned and found that the men disappeared.
What?
And the table was wiped clean, all except for his tomato soup. And in my opinion, not seeing any red flags, being a dummy, he sat down and took another bite of the soup.
Oh, Frank.
Must have been some pretty damn good soup, right?
He's like,
I need another bite of this burger. Good soup. It's good soup. Good soup. Good soup. After swallowing, he immediately knew something was wrong. It had a gritty taste and it burned down his throat into his stomach.
oh, come on, Frank.
So he went to his interpreter, which was nearby, because I mean he was in a foreign country.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He had him taken back to his hotel, not the hospital. His interpreter happened to be a medical student as well, and was told by someone he didn't know to make this powder substance before coming, just in case something had happened, which he didn't know the ingredients or anything. But it was in case Frank fell ill.
That sounds sus, dude.
Yeah, right. So he gave it to Frank once they got to the hotel, and he fell into a deep sleep. He woke up feeling much better and received a phone call from, guessing, Valley Thor.
They just talk on the phone.
Right? Like, hey bub, what's up? What's up?
How's Venus?
What's
Oh.
Earth? How's Earth
I
going?
was like, oh, it sucks here.
So he told him, how many times have I cautioned you to be very careful with whom you meet? And he also told him that there were many men in black and that he would have his people watch out for his safety for the remainder of his trip. And so the following day, Frank had called that magazine and found out they had no knowledge of the two men that were supposed to meet with him. So
What?
that's just one instance. Also in on June 5th, 1968, some people may recall this date. You and I probably were not even twinkle in the eyes yet. But a lot of people recall this date. No thanks, Ouija board. I like talking to.
I don't
for a
like
living.
talking.
I don't
to
like
women.
talking to. Oh, I love it.
I think I think I ran out of room.
That's cute.
No thanks, Ouija board. I don't like.
Talking.
Oh, it's supposed to. I don't even like talking to the living.
Oh, I still like it. It's cute. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Going back, Amy, edit this. Okay, so or you cannot.
At
June
this
5th,
point, well,
right? Okay. 1968, which is a date that a lot of people may remember. Val called Frank, asking him to meet him in San Diego, California.
Okay.
So without hesitation, I mean, alien calls you, I'm gonna go meet him right away.
right.
Frank did this, and he arrived at the airport, meeting Val, who drove him to San Felipe, Mexico, which was a coastal town. They found a spacecraft, and after boarding, Frank was asked to disrobe, step into a shower, a shower-like room without water, for like a purification process.
Okay.
And after this, he was surprised that he didn't even need like his eyeglasses to see aboard the ship. So it was like his vision got better on the ship.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was given clothing, which looked like a set of white overalls, painter's clothing. I don't know. And he and Val sat in his quarters discussing a meeting that he had previously had with Robert Kennedy. Val relayed to Frank that he had stressed to Kennedy that he would make a great leader and would actually win the election coming up, but he shouldn't run for another 4 years. Val and Frank sat while watching the live broadcast of what was now President Kennedy. 1 second, you see President Kennedy walking while Val says, "God help him." And then the next, you hear shots firing and he's been assassinated.
What?
And one of his crew members even said, "If only he listened to you." So clearly he knew something was going to happen. I don't know. I'm still weirded out by this story. Sorry, Dad. Okay, so that was another one of the meetings that he had. This last one was one afternoon in January in 1974. So he met up with him for quite a few years because he left in 1960. So
Yeah.
he was summoned to meet with Val in Las Vegas, Nevada. So he jumped on a plane, got to Nevada, and while walking out the doors of the airport, he was waved over, even called by name, by two men wearing black.
Here comes the man in black.
Right? Galaxy Defenders. Sorry. And he was told to get in the car. After getting in, Frank
He got in the car? Frank!
Come on, Frank.
What did we say?
Listen, the first time. So upon getting into the car,
They gave him tomato
smelled.
soup.
They
Sorry.
gave him tomato soup. He died.
Just ignore them.
No, it's the cat. She's sticking her paw underneath the door. It's like, Mom, let me. I think it's Leon.
You're
doing it.
being nice.
Well, he's gonna keep on doing it. Come on in, Leon. Come on. Come on. Open the door. Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm open.
I need to love that song. Every time I hear this song, I think of you. Okay, so after getting in the car, Frank knew something was wrong because he smelled cigars, which he knew space people don't smoke.
Yeah.
They're smart. And stop being an a-hole. Come in here. We know you're coming in. You don't have to announce your presence. Come on.
Get up here or not, bro.
He holds his head up like he's the king.
He knows it.
He does. Okay, whatever, Leon. Go. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so they took him not far from the airport to like a desert area.
Yeah.
And they told him to get out of the car. There they jumped him and beat him to the ground. Frank attempted,
Whoa.
right? He attempted to fight back with his, and I listened to a book for this, with his kung fu skills. I put with his kung fu skills. But he was obviously outnumbered, but he had learned kung fu, so he put that in the book. Yeah. I read a book for this, y'all. I did a lot of research for this.
I'm so proud of you.
It was exhausting. And while on the ground, he saw another vehicle pull up and two men rushed to his aid. The men instructed him to get in the car and they took care of the men in black.
What?
You don't, I'm not going to give details on how they took care of the men
They
in
just
black.
got it. Don't worry about it.
I know
Take
they
care of.
reached through a window at one point and
Okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
yeah,
Fine.
it's fine. They did their alien magic.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Don't ask, don't tell. So they took him to a ship and he was very injured, and Val met him. As he got onto the craft, he went through the typical detox process and was brought to the medical wing, where he went into a deep sleep and woke up completely healed and better.
Oh,
So that was his like another really big thing that had happened.
and I bet Val's like, I told you.
Yes,
I told you.
absolutely. He did tell him that. Okay, so that's the only events I'm going to tell you about.
Okay.
He did supposedly meet with Val many other times. He'd been on the ship many times. He's pretty familiar with it, had dinner on it, all
His
that
second
stuff,
home.
wined and dined. Yeah. So there's some questionable proof. For one, August Roberts, who was the photographer, took the photograph.
Okay.
Which again, you can find it on Google.
Yeah.
Valiant Thor, handsome man, guys. Also, Dr. Harley Bird, who worked for the Air Force's UFO research program called Project Blue Book. I didn't know it was a real thing, but it's a real thing. It's an actual like UFO operation that they had. And apparently he had access to many top secret documents mentioning Valiant Thor.
Oh.
Also, President Eisenhower's great granddaughter, Laura, she had said Val was on VIP status by the government, and that Eisenhower tried to schedule a meeting with the UN to talk about Val's mission, but he was actually denied.
What?
So, and if you look it up, you can find that, because you know how you can like look up government documents now, like
Yeah.
he pops up. I swear to God, if you look up Valiant Thor, it pops up as like a government document, and it shows the last person that requested his document, and it's a guy who does like sci-fi stuff about research and stuff. Yeah, so he was actually, his name's in there, like
He's a real person.
whether if he's real or not, like if he was an actual alien, or if he was like a name of a code thing that they had done. I don't know. So as of
That's
today,
creepy.
exactly, right? He apparently is still returning to Earth, trying to fulfill his original mission,
Poor guy.
right? And he has apparently had some contact with the writer Gray Barker, and even wrote the introduction to his book called Mysterious Ascension: The Strange Case of Valiant Thor. And it starts off with saying, "My name is Valiant Thor. I am a native of the interior planet you call Venus, where we still enjoy finely conditioned artificial atmosphere similar to Earth before the Great Flood. I'm on a special mission to Earth. Many Earth friends are working with us, such as the author of this book." He then proceeds to tell about his mission, and all above says, "Remember to seek the good, think thoughts of purity, godliness, and generosity. See all of humanity as one, and ignore suggestions saying, hate those that are not like you, who are not the same skin color, religion, or status. I leave you with my love, Valiant Thor, 2016.
That was in 2016.
Yep. And I bought both of those freaking books. I bought 2 books. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube documentaries. I listened to a couple podcasts, and I went through like 3 or 4 different website sources. Like, I did so much freaking research on this, yo. I listened to an entire book by Frank Stranges, which it was out there, guys, but it was good. It'll be listed on our website if you want to find the resources and the books that we've read. So that's my story.
That is bananas.
Valiant Thor, if you are out there,
Reach out to us.
what's with the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors? He is a neighbor.
Yes, he
Of
is.
Earth.
He is a neighbor from far away, but yes, he's a
He's
neighbor.
a
of Earth.
neighbor of
So,
Earth.
howdy neighbor.
Howdy.
Come make a real believer out of me, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit questionable about everything, but pretty crazy.
That is bananas.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see his picture? He's
Yeah.
super handsome. Sorry.
Of course he is.
And
I wonder if he looks different, like
they are really old. Like their age is different.
No. I mean, like here, like he has like a look to like blend in.
like to different than from what.
Yeah,
he-
and then when he gets back to
okay, so
Venus,
this is him right there.
that doesn't even look like an alien.
No, of course not. He looks like a tan, nice man. He kind of looks like Elvis to me.
He's handsome.
It's very handsome. But yeah, that was the story of Valiant Thor. Dad, I hope I did decent. I did my best.
She did her
My
best.
dad really wants me to continue with more stories. We'll see, Dad. Maybe there will be more to come. We will see.
Sprinkleman.
We will see.
It's fun.
There's definitely more into him than that.
But there's more.
That's
Oh,
just-
did he say he wanted you to do a whole series on him?
yeah, that's just like. I'll explain to you later.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I love a good conspiracy theory.
I know. The only thing is that it touches on like religion and stuff.
That
and
bugs me a little.
I don't want to push into that because I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So,
Yeah. I don't know.
but I mean, if you really think about it, all paranormal touches on religion because
Absolutely. The afterlife.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it will. Like,
especially like because I was thinking about doing like a possession story this week, which
wait.
I might do next week.
Oh, this bug me.
I know, me too. But I seriously believe in them. They're freaky.
I sometimes think my cat's possessed.
Your cats are possessed. Now I remember that there's a door right next to me. Why is your light on? Oh,
That's Alice's.
never mind.
Man alive. We've been running Artie for an hour and 21 minutes, and that was after 28 minutes of already recording.
But Amy still has to tell us a neighborhood
Oh,
story.
yeah. Where's my phone?
Not that that wasn't a light story to close on, because I mean, he said be kind to, be a good neighbor,
Yeah, be good.
basically.
Yeah.
Thanks, Valiant Thor, for making us close on a nice, happy ending. for once.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find my
I leave you with my love, Valiant Thor. Love you too, man. Love
So,
you too. Sorry. Sorry.
thank you for entertaining the audience. While I-
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
So this one, I kind of skimmed over a little bit when I was reading it, but I don't have where it came from. So I'm sorry if this is your story. I can't give you credit. I'm very sorry.
XXX.
So
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
the neighbor behind us had a leak in his water pipe, and rather than fixing it, he just let the sump pump drain it out. And the neighbor behind us had a leak in his water pipe, and rather than fixing it, he just had the sump pump drain it out into the backyard. This meant that all year round, the back of our yard was a little damp.
Sounds like it'd be a little stinky.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Eventually, the leaky pipe burst and filled the house with 5 feet of water. His solution to this was just to keep the pump running and flood the entire neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
After about an hour, a posse of all the neighbors whose yards were being flooded confronted him and called the city to shut off the water. What a
Gosh.
jerk.
Why does it take that much?
The city fixed the water pipe, and the neighbor ended up with a large fine. At least my yard stays basically dry now. I should also mention that this neighbor once rented the house out to a bunch of crackheads, and it nearly burned it down because the ex-girlfriend of one of the morons snuck in and set the house on fire.
Oh, sounds like somewhere I grew up.
But like, you have a leaky water pipe, like you just let
I
it,
want to do something about that.
and then it bursts, and you're just like, nah.
It's okay.
Not my problem.
It's fine. It's just a rental.
His rental, he rented it out.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't care about our rental whenever we had a rent. That's why I don't want to rent my house out.
But he rented, so it was his house.
he
'cause
rented out to other
rented
people.
out to other people.
Because it's cheap.
yeah,
Because that's another thing that our person who owned the house, they would not fix the AC for anything, and we lived in freaking Florida. Every year the AC would break,
that sucks.
and they would do like the minimal stuff to fix it.
Just buy a new AC.
Exactly. Like you're gonna save money in the long run if you just buy an AC instead of having to pay like a fee every single year. That adds up, man.
That does add up. That sucks.
That's okay. We put a hole in the wall at one point playing beer pong.
Well,
It was worth it.
It was worth it. So we're gonna sign off. We're gonna go do
How freaking time.
we're gonna go do other fun things. Do you want to do a scary movie just in case we watch a movie instead?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let's get a story, a movie.
So our original plan is to play board games, but if we don't play board games, we're gonna have a scary movie Saturday. A quiet place. This means we have to be quiet for the movie, Amy. Have you seen A Quiet Place yet?
I watched it briefly.
With John Krasinski.
Yeah.
We can watch the second. Oh wait, if you need to rewatch the first.
I don't need to. I've watched
We
it.
can watch the second one. There's a second one for sure. We don't.
It's already out?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to watch it.
I think we have it.
Okay. Yeah.
Please.
So we'll be watching The Quiet Place.
Maybe.
Maybe. But if you haven't found us yet, we're literally on every single streaming platform that I can possibly think of, except for Pandora, because they will not take us.
Thanks to Amy.
Really? Yeah.
I just added them on social media.
Oh.
Ugh. I just followed them. Whatever. I'm gonna unfollow Pandora.
We're like it said it can take up to 6 weeks. to get
Hurry
through.
up, Pandora, or I'm gonna unfollow you.
Yeah, jerks. Find us literally everywhere. Spotify, Amazon.
Wherever you get your
iTunes.
podcast, guys.
Yeah, wherever you get
Listen to
podcasts.
us. I don't think anybody listens to podcasts on Pandora, or not many people do.
Well, yeah, because
Most people on our platforms listen to Apple. So
yeah,
What up,
But-
iPhone users?
Pandora is like you type in like artist that you want to listen to, and it's like
and then a whole bunch of similar.
yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
so that makes sense. But
Okay, so also with that, please give us a review on iTunes because that definitely helps us. Follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, wwtnpodcast, or What's with the Neighbors. We're always on there, pretty active. You can usually catch us pretty quick if you message us.
we live on Facebook.
We
so,
do.
yeah,
We have no lives.
exactly.
Also, Instagram and Twitter are both wwtn podcast.
Our website is what'swiththeneighbors.com. And you can view our weekly podcast videos by being a Patreon donor of at least $5 a month. And you can find that at patreon.com/what'swiththeneighbors. Get early access to the videos. We want to do so much fun things. And guess what? The video of her being scared is going to be on there.
It's on Patreon, guys. It's
And
gonna be on Patreon.
You can't view it anywhere else.
Yep.
So
Nope.
$5, definitely watch a breathe.
Worth it.
Basically,
At least
pee
pay
her
a
pants.
month worth just to watch that video.
Definitely worth $5.
Yep. Do it, guys. Do it. I was on the ground, just saying.
Peeing her pants.
Seeing
basically.
I did have to use the bathroom immediately. Also feel free to slide into our, I love saying this one, DMs with any comments, questions, or story suggestions, or just stories that you have regarding paranormal, true crime, conspiracy theories,
Neighbor stories.
Yeah, neighbor stories. Anything. If you just want to tell us about your day, go ahead, tell us. It's at wwtnpodcast@gmail.com.
And have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Free Amy
Oh.
out.
Yay!
Yay! We're done.
Finally, I got over here of what, 6:15,
Holy
9:15 now.